Hello, Patrick here. Today's vlog will be about one specific topic split into two. Topic in itself is, well, I'll be turning 31 on Monday. And what I've begun to notice is my wife knocking things onto the floor.
It was a magazine.
Yes, I'm sure it was a magazine. Like I said, turning 31 on Monday, and I've noticed something, that I'm getting older. Getting older isn't fun, I can tell you that much, and that's the first topic. It's getting older. Thankfully, I've not followed my father when it comes to getting older, specifically when it comes to my hair. I like my hair the way it is. I like it red. I like the color. I like the style it can put itself into because my hair is naturally wavy. But one thing I noticed with my father, by around my age, his hair was about jet black, as he says. And by the time he has reached his age right now, even a decade earlier, his hair was turning gray. So I hope that I follow my mother in this case, where she still has blonde-colored hair, even now in her early 60s. I hope I follow that trend. I have followed the trend of her when it comes to physical look, because my father is much taller than I am. He's more of the old school, big, tall, strong guy. My mother is sort of a short, stout woman, and I kind of turned into a short, stout guy. So I hope I follow her trend with hair. I don't want to get gray hair. I don't think I'd look good with gray hair. But getting older, another aspect of getting older is nostalgia. The things that I remember from when I was a child. And I know that most of this vlog group are younger than 20 years old, so most of the stuff that I remember was from when you were little toddlers. Like cartoon shows like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or Spider-Man, or the X-Men, the animated series. Movies. I mean, the first movie I ever saw was The Land Before Time in 1983. Was it 84 that the movie came out?
I have no clue. I hated those.
Hey!
What? I didn't like them.
I was just one of those kids that liked dinosaurs. I still like dinosaurs to this day. But I think the movie came out in 84, so I was nothing but a toddler at the time. And I do vividly remember seeing it, because I remember being slung over my father's shoulder wondering why the sky was so bright. It wasn't bright, it was just I was in a dark theater and my pupils had dilated. But getting older and nostalgia are two things that I'm now having to deal with a lot. The way technology is going about in the world, the way video games, I love video games, the way they are coming around, because one of the new pieces of technology is trying to incorporate virtual reality, where I've seen like short snippets of videos of people on sort of a platform that when they're walking, it's not moving underneath them, so they're standing still, and they have like a fake gun in their hands and a VR set on. Is that going to be the future of video games? I don't like that. I like being able to just sit down and play with my hands, or on a keyboard, like recently, or not last 8-9 years, I'm playing mainly just PC games. I don't want to have to get up. Why? Another aspect of getting older. My knees are rapidly decaying. Yesterday, I couldn't even fully outstretch one of my legs because my knees just locked up almost. I couldn't move very much. I'm a lot better today, but I noticed that after every night of work, now, I've actually done the math, I walk upwards of maybe 10 to 12 miles accumulatively over the course of an 8-hour work period. So that's a lot of walking, that's a lot of stress on my feet, on my ankles, on my knees, and even somewhat on my back. That's not good. Like I said, I've noticed getting older and that things hurt more and hurt for longer. I may have to up and get a good knee brace. I have one already, but it's a very stiff knee brace that would actually restrict my movement rather than help aid it. Getting older is it's not fun anymore. I used to be okay with getting older, but now it's starting to hurt emotionally. Knowing that I'm having to slow down is hurting. Mentally, knowing that things are changing and I'm not able to stop it, but then again, that just seems to be everywhere in our society. I don't read books all that often, but I do have a favorite author, Douglas Adams. He obviously did Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I remember a quote that I saw somewhere online by him. It was sort of a tongue-in-cheek observation on getting older. If a piece of technology was around when you were born, you think of that as normal, as just something that has always existed. If it occurred probably between maybe 5, 6, 7 years old and up until like the age of college, you realize that hasn't been around forever, but you were young enough and had enough time with it from its very inception to know everything you can about it. Probably age of high school to 30, you are learning about these things, but you're able to get into a field with that technology because it's still pretty new. But the joke part of this quote is, after the age of 30, everything is brand new and it's evil and it must be destroyed immediately! Because that's how most older people act, sort of Luddites with new technology. That's kind of how I am with this VR tech with video games. I don't like it because I didn't grow up with it. I grew up with a controller in my hands or a mouse and keyboard in my hands. That's what I grew up with technology. Or card games. I grew up with that kind of thing. So getting older and nostalgia, those things can really hit you sometimes. So anyone out there that's 20 or under, you need to start paying attention to that. Start just accepting the world as it is. I've had to many times try and think, is this new thing bad because I'm getting older, or is it actually a bad idea? I'm having to now try to separate those two things. It can get hard at times, but you gotta learn. You're always learning, you're always adapting, you're always becoming different than what you were. So that's just a message to take home. Patrick, signing off.